Hiya guys, so today we have Rachel. She wanted a black and grey set. She has her nails really short at the moment. She flits to and from. Sometimes she'll have them really long. Sometimes she likes to keep them really short. So this is my take on how to do a bit of a nice design on really short nails. So here I am just putting my French pink on. I'm using Cherry Blossom Blush from CJP. If you saw my other video, I explained on that when I am doing a French, I do put my pink on a bit thicker so that when I put my French end on, it's a really nice sharp line. I found that over the years, if the thinner I do it, sometimes I don't always get the nicest line. So that just enables me to get a really nice sharp line with my brush. So we're using Black Magic, we are using Elephant, we're using Angel Wings. So on the ring finger, we've just decided to go for a full Angel Wings. They're not too, these aren't really fancy nails, with me getting my new equipment, she just came around to have her nails done and I thought, let's just see if we can get a good video. She's got a clear base underneath. You might just see a little bit of where we've had Fantasy underneath and I've just left a little bit of that on before we put the clear base on. So middle finger, we're doing another French, but instead of doing my usual triple smile line, because Rachel's nails are quite short, we're going to go for a double smile line. This nail does tend to just hook over ever so slightly. When she has them longer, pointier, or with the ballerina, I don't notice it as much, but I do try to rectify that with putting my pink on a bit thicker. When I e-file and make it a little bit straighter, if that makes sense. Forefinger, we're going for just Black Magic. Like I say, not really fancy. The only thing I will say is I've gone quite out of shot on the thumb. So what I've done is I've filmed as much of it as I could. I've kept as much of it as I could in, but because that is the fanciest one, we've gone for a line down the middle of Angel Wings and a colour on either side. I've left the other hand's thumb in. So when you're watching, you'll think, oh, she's gone back to the thumb. But it's just so that you can see how I've done the thumb a bit closer. I'm a bit in shot and then I go out of shot and then it just, I don't really know how I did that. But I thought I want to let you see how I've done it and then how I filed it into a straight line just so you can have a little look. Okay, so I'm applying my Elephant first, up to the smile line. And then I'm going to do my second smile line, coming through. And then we're going to put Black Magic on the end of that. I wish she'd have had these a little bit longer, but she loves them. Sometimes you just like to have them really short for a while, and then she'll come back in and she'll be like, oh, get me my long nails back again. Okay, so while we're waiting for that elephant to dry, I'm going to go in and I'm using elephant on the end of this one, and we are going to leave a tiny little bit of a gap between the smile line and the colour, and then I'm going to come in with a little bit of angel wings and just have it ever so slightly fading. Obviously the fade is very, very minor because of how short they are, but it still looked really effective and it still looked really pretty. Just instead of it just being grey on the end, we just thought, oh yeah, we'll have a little bit of sparkle as well. Okay, so here is where you can just see the thumb a little bit better, and I'm just going down the centre with angel wings, using my brush to get my line as straight as I can. I do this quite thin, and then I put crystal glass over the top, and I make sure my line is a lot more perfect with my crystal glass, and then I wait for that to set, and then once it's set I come in with my file. If that's quite a bit of a thicker amount on that nail, the line is just so crisp and so perfect. So don't worry too much if you think, oh, I feel like I'm doing it a little bit too thick. Like I said on my other video, you can come back with your refile and you can thin that out a bit. It just means that, like you can see here with my file, you just get a really nice straight line. And then I decided to do one side Black Magic and one side Elephant. It looked really good. I enjoyed that one. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know as well on this one, when I was e-filing, I noticed a tiny little air bubble. You know, even after all these years, loads of us make mistakes all the time. You're constantly learning. Normally I would go back and fill that in. I must have just, obviously with using my brush, just had a tiny little bit of air in my brush, or there must have been an air bubble in the Cherry Blossom blush. But when I went back with my finishing tool, the bubble just disappeared because I'd done that pink a little bit thicker. It just vanished eventually, so it wasn't too bad. So it was quite a big crevice when I drilled it. I was a bit like, oh no, there's a hole, but it was fine in the end. Okay, so I'm just buffing over at the end now, and then you will see the finished result. Using CJP Top Gloss on top, and then just a little bit of cuticle oil around the cuticle. Thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you like this one. A little bit more, not a fancy set, but if there's anything that you want to see, if there's anything that you want me to add on, I will be trying to put a video a week on from now on. So if there's anything you want to see, just let me know. Thanks a lot, guys.